Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I'm Richard, this is Lap of the World, and it is New Tire Day, which of course means it's also Tire Review Day. So for those of you here for the road trips and racetracks, don't worry, we are not selling out to turn into a product review channel. This just happens to have been our first set of Falken RT660s, so I felt I should probably say a few words about our experience with them so far. It's just that point in the cycle of road trip, racetrack, wrench, and repeat. Yes, I did put that on a t-shirt, lapoftheworld.com/shop. Let's talk some tires. Just to be clear, this video is not sponsored by Falken. I wish it were because tires are expensive, but we'll need a small city's worth of additional subscribers before we'll probably show up on their radar, or Dunlop, Yokohama, or Bridgestone, for that matter, who also make NSX-friendly tire sizes. The RT660 is Falken's bid to up the ante in the ongoing 200 treadwear tire war. Yes, that's a thing. Although treadwear ratings are imaginary bull, it's been widely agreed that the 200 mark is the line between street tires and track tires. Lower treadwear typically indicating softer and therefore stickier compounds. The SCCA and a few other sanctioning bodies have drawn the line for certain competition classes at 200, so that is the target number for a decent segment of the extreme/max performance summer tire market. Now that you know more than you probably wanted to about treadwear ratings, let's get to some of your actual questions about these particular Falkens. The obvious questions are how many miles and what kind of use did it take for us to go from 730 seconds of tread depth brand new to 330 seconds of tread depth and really closer to 0.30 seconds on the inside shoulder? Well, let me tell you. The short answer is about 9,000 miles of mixed road and track use on the rear end of an NSX. For those unfamiliar, the first generation NSX is somewhat notorious for eating its rear tires. This tendency can largely be brought in check with rear toe adjustments, but being mid-engined with a 58-42 rear weight bias, the rear tires still wear roughly twice the rate of the fronts. Of course, as you might imagine, that 9,000 miles includes around 600 track miles between Lake Garnet, Daytona International, COTA, and PBIR. The remaining 8,400 or so miles were largely interstate with a few back road drives here and there, and the car, as previously aligned, is running just shy of 3 degrees of negative camber in the rear. So how does that rate of wear compare to tires that I've run previously? Well, the last 3 or more sets of tires have also been Falkens, but were their RT615K Plus offerings. I was getting similar mileage out of those, probably more on the order of 10 to 11,000 miles, but with less intensive track use, so basically the same. If I were so inclined, I could probably push these 660s another couple thousand miles by having them flipped on the rims to even out the camber wear, but we're going into what I would call the rainy season here in the southeast, and 330 seconds can be a bit sketch in the kind of downpour we can occasionally see. That said, I would call the symmetric tread a feature of the 660 as compared to the 615, which were asymmetric, so you at least have the option of doing the flipping on the rim trick. Another feature of the 660 is that they are thick with like 3 Cs. Labeled as 255 and 215 respectively, I measured the mounted cross-section of these at fairly close to advertised, but the sidewall to sidewall measurement was at least 10 millimeters larger in both cases. So apparently, like treadwear ratings, section widths may be approximate, and I'm sure that helps with performance. Speaking of performance, we're going to get a little subjective and speculative here for a second. I used to vouch for the RT615K Plus as being a great value tire if you weren't trying to win anything like a street tire autocross class. I don't believe the RT660s will need that same qualifier or excuse. Possibly in part due to aforementioned thickness, they feel notably grippier, but I also feel that they stay more consistent over a long HPDE session than did the 615s. I can't really reasonably compare them to other current brands, and most of what I would compare them to is a decade old at this point. I'm sure they're quicker than my old beloved Dunlop Z1 Star Specs, and I'm sure I like them better than the Nitto NT05s that I still regret experimenting with years ago. So what do I think overall? Well, particularly if you're a first-generation NSX owner looking for the best deal for your dollar and something that's sticky and still available in friendly specs for your car, the buck pretty much stops here for the time being. For the rest of you who have lots of options, I would still say not to sleep on the Falkens, as they are definitely a level up from some of their previous offerings with respect to grip, while still having, in my opinion, very good road manners. So yeah, no regrets so far with the RT660s. Obviously, I bought another set, as you've seen in the video, if that says anything. But yeah, that's where we're probably going to call it today. I hope you found the video informative, if not entertaining. Again, not sponsored by Falken. I just wanted to cover a tire option for those of you who like to play in the 200 treadwear space, and in particular those of you who are NSX owners who enjoy having kind of a sticky tire. They do come in that hard to find 215/40/17, a very common front size for the NSX, or common for the NSX, but a very uncommon size overall in the tire world. I wish other manufacturers would pick up on that, but we're a small voice, so understandable. But anyway, thanks again for watching. If you did enjoy this, don't forget to drop a like. If I missed anything or you have other commentary, please leave it in the comments section. I'm happy to read pretty much every one of them. Otherwise, thanks for watching again. I'm Richard, this is Lap of the World, and we'll see you all in the next video, if not at the track.